This is an update on my 55-gallon franken frag tank. This tank was put together with spare parts I just had laying around. It's not ideal at all ideal, but it certainly works. The main reason for the tank is these out of control Kenya tree frags, which you'll see a brief clip from my display now. This small piece is actually the mother colony. It will drop off frags on a weekly basis, perhaps even more often. I have another colony here. You can see the one piece that is probably 3 days away from dropping off, so that will be a pretty big frag. The pieces dropped off vary in size. Over here I've got quite the collection of frags. This is probably 20 or so, maybe 30 frags, all attached to one rock. It does look like one big nice mother colony now. I currently have approximately 35 in the tank, and they're all doing pretty well. I have also started adding a few other frags. So now I have somewhere to put other corals that are growing out of control. And I can also use this as a coral quarantine tank now that everything is pretty smooth in here. It is a pretty basic system with just 3 power heads, 2 heaters, and the light. I don't even have an auto top off on here, although I actually do have one laying around. I probably should hook that up. The light I'm currently using is a Hamilton 14K bulb. It's a little bit blue, not quite as blue as I wanted, but a vast improvement over the 5-year-old plus bulb I originally used, which created all kinds of hair algae. This bulb was basically the cheapest decent bulb I could get, so that's why I went with it. Even without snails, I've managed to remove most of the hair algae. There's just a little bit at the back now. But the combination of macroalgae and my little tiny bit of pom-pomzina as phosphate reduction seems to be working. Despite the fact I don't have snails in here, I'm a little surprised at how much life there actually is, considering this is all dry rock. Here you can see all kinds of copepods, the astrina starfish that I added, and there's even a few little tiny snails, which are doing a decent job of cleaning up everything. You will see there's quite a few flatworms here too. Again, these are not invasive flatworms, the kind that take over your tank and you need to run flatworm exit. Everything here came from my display tank. It's just there's nothing to eat them, so there's quite a few here now. These are a lot smaller than the invasive flatworms as well. I could still use this tank for fish quarantine, it's just I won't obviously medicate in here. I have smaller tanks for that. And if I do add fish in here, it will be very sparingly, so it's no big deal to add fish and then run it without fish for 3 months after that. I should have room for at least 100 frags on this side, and if that's not enough space, I can always add a second light. It probably won't be another metal halide, but I could stick something else on the other side and probably have another 100 or so frags. Hopefully it'll be a while before I need that, but it's certainly fun to have another frag tank again. I'll update this when there's some more stuff in the tank or anything drastically changes. Happy reefing!